Hey, Christy, it's Michael here, and I just wanted to give you a couple pointers of things that I learned as my days as a Muppeteer. Okay, here's my assistant, Kermit the Frog. All right, let's go, Kermit. The first thing we're going to teach you is, I think I've already taught you this, is the Henson push. That's instead of just opening and closing the mouth, we push the words out. Push them out. Push the words out. Push them. Push them. Just a little. Just a little. Push them. Okay? We push the words out. And when we're talking, try to lower the bottom jaw as opposed to doing this. Quack, quack, quack. Lower the bottom jaw. The top is going to move also, but you want to lower the bottom jaw. And the reason for that is because if you're doing this all the time, your puppet is like looking up. The most important thing for keeping your puppet alive is his eye focus. So if you want your puppet to focus on where he's talking. So if you're doing that, the bottom jaw is going to naturally drop more than the top because, oh, where am I focusing now? Now I'm focusing. Now I'm focusing. Okay, got it. Looking good. Thank you. Syllables. You are not going to be able to hit every syllable all the time, especially if you're talking fast and especially if it's Shakespeare. So, can we do Williams? You want to try that one? Okay. This is Williams from a play called Henry V by Shakespeare. So if you were trying to hit every syllable, but if the cause be not good, the king himself hath a heavy reckoning to make. When all those, it's just too much, unless you talk really slow. But it still looks fine if you just go, but if the cause be not good, the king himself hath a heavy reckoning to make. Reckoning was just reckoning instead of three, you just do two. A heavy reckoning to make. As long as you end clean, the sentence is going to look fine. When a heavy reckoning to make, when all those legs and arms and heads chopped off in a battle. You might be able to fit it in there, but if you can't, it's fine. Chopped off in a battle. That was just one move, one syllable. Chopped off in a battle, shall gather together on the latter day and cry all, we died at such a place. There I missed a bunch of syllables because not to gather together, it's just too much. It looks ridiculous. But it does look fine if you skip a couple syllables. So that's what we're going to do. And then sometimes also what you can do is, but if the cause be not good, the king himself hath a heavy reckoning to make. Breathe. When all those legs and arms and heads, see, sometimes you can do that. The ends make it really clean. Heads shall gather together on the latter day and cry all, we died at such a place. Or even a sigh. Some swearing, some crying for a surgeon, some upon their wives left poor behind them, some upon the debts they owe, some upon their children rawly left. I am afeard there are few die well that die in a battle. For how can they charitably dispose of anything when blood is their argument? Now, if these men do not die well, it will be a black matter for the king that led them to it, whom to disobey. See, that's too much in there. Whom to disobey, much cleaner, were against all proportion of subjection. Subjection, the last two look good, but to try and get all of those syllables in there would look ridiculous. whom to disobey were against all manner of subjection, all proportion, whatever the words are. Whom to disobey were against all proportion of subjection. Easy. So we know that you can breathe, you can sigh, you can respond with tilts. And now for the other character in the scene, if I'm talking, keep them alive too. I mean, they don't have to overact, but they can respond. But if the cause be not good, what's he talking about? The king himself hath a heavy reckoning to make. When all those legs and arms and heads chopped off in the battle shall gather together on the latter day and cry, "Oh, we died at such a place." Some swearing, some crying for a surgeon, some upon their wives left poor behind them, some upon the debts they owe, some upon their children rawly left. I am afeard there are few die well that die in a battle. For how can they charitably dispose of anything when blood is their argument? Now, as you can see, keep them alive. And of course, with walking, it's not just, it's not this, unless you're Mark Rylance in Measure for Measure. Ooh, ooh. They walk. And depending on the character, maybe Ely. He walks a little bit like this, maybe. He's an alligator. A fatter guy. I'm sure you know a lot of this, but it was just a couple pointers that I wanted to give to you. Just a little bit that I can possibly do to help out, since I can't be there. Break legs.